Well, China's President Xi Jinping has purged his closest military ally. Over the weekend, General Yang Jiechi was placed under investigation for grave violations of discipline and the law. That's believed to be corruption. But the general wasn't a nobody. He was the vice chairman of the Central Military Commission. He sat on the CCP's Politburo, and his father was one of the founding generals of the Chinese Communist Party. And his removal follows the expulsion of 9 top generals last October. Well, joining us live now is Joseph Torigian at the Council of Foreign Relations. Joseph, it's good to have you with us this morning. Thanks for your time. So what is President Xi Jinping doing?
So one thing to say is that when this kind of event happens, it reminds us how little we actually know about what's going on within the elite of the Chinese Communist Party. And that's really saying something because the status of the People's Liberation Army is an existential question. Whether or not the military would be willing to participate in a crackdown within China or fight a war outside of China's borders gets to the heart of this question. What do these purges mean for military readiness? Why do these purges happen? And outside observers don't really know. We have a lot of hypotheses, but it really reveals just how opaque the Chinese Communist Party is.
So what did the general do? What form of corruption? Are we any clearer on that?
That's a good question. So this word corruption can refer to many different things. It can refer to corruption probably in the way that you and I would understand it in Australia or the United States, meaning taking money that isn't yours. But in the Chinese political context, corruption can also just mean the wrong political consciousness, meaning that you thought the wrong thing or you said the wrong thing. Because for Xi Jinping, it's all related to the same problem, which is not putting the party's interests first and not putting him first.
So when you're coming to all of these purges and all of these generals have been moved on, I suppose none of this is good news for Taiwan.
So I think that Xi Jinping is doing these purges in part because he believes that they're necessary to make the People's Liberation Army ready to fight a war over Taiwan. At the same time, it's hard to imagine that these purges, at least for now, are not negatively affecting military readiness. So I think the question is still out, but another way of thinking about this is on timelines.